Welcome to another series in our Hallelujah Garden Essentials. Today is number 5 in our series, and we're going to talk about watering and how to water your garden so it'll grow those wonderful vegetables that are so tasty on your table.
Okay. All right.
In previous sessions, we have shown you how to build a raised bed. We have talked about soil preparation. We have shown you how to sow seed and to sow plants. But once you have planted the seed and the starter plants, an essential, if you're going to see them grow, is that they receive enough water. And so today we want to share with you some of the ways that you can water your garden. If you do not have a hose, then you can use a watering can. And this watering container has a very soft, gentle rainfall effect. And this is a fine way to water, but you've got to make many trips to the faucet to refill your container. Another way is to use a hose. And a hose is the best way and easiest way. There are several different heads that you can use to water the garden with. The one that I like to use is just a series of holes and on-off, and this is very important. You want to be able to control the flow of water from where you are, not having to go back to the faucet on the side of the house or wherever it is. With this type of head, you can control the flow. You can have a heavy flow, as you can see, or you can turn it down and have almost like a nice gentle rainfall effect up on the garden, and it doesn't disturb the garden in any way. How long do you want the garden to water your garden? You'll see as I put it on this area of garden right here, we want to water it until when we take the water away, the water will disappear in about 10 seconds. I think you can see it as I water it, and then I take the watering away. You can see it sinking into the ground. You don't want to overwater, but you want to make sure that there is enough water to saturate the ground each time you water. In my raised beds, I like to water every day and give them a good rainfall so that they constantly have moisture available at their roots, so that they have nothing to hold them back as far as water is concerned. Because as they dry out, then the plant slows down in its growth and the leaves start to wither, and we don't want that to happen. And so watering is an extremely important part. This is one head that I use, a shower head on it. There's also another one, and this is a nice one also. And the thing about this one is it has an extension on it, so you can reach further from the source, and it works very well also. Well, okay, now that we've learned a little bit about gardening and how to water the garden, we're going to look at how this garden has grown in the 4 weeks since we planted it.
Well, hey, Dad.
Well, hello there.
Look at how it's grown.
My goodness, your garden is growing well.
Amazing. We saw in a previous segment where I was planting these onion sets, and they were just about this high. And in about 4 weeks, the growth is absolutely phenomenal.
It's amazing how quickly things grow.
Wow.
In fact, there's little bulbs on the base of those already, and Rhonda's already starting to harvest them and use them in her kitchen.
Wow,
Do
that's
you
great.
Do you eat the greens too?
You could.
A person could?
Yeah.
Sure.
But we usually let them grow until the tops die back, and then we harvest them and cut off the tops. And then she puts them in some kind of a bag where it has air, and they'll keep right up until the first of the year.
Wow.
So we grow enough not only for summer and fall use, but even most of the winter use.
Wow, they're doing great. What else do you have going on here?
Well, we've got some little baby beets. This was the second planting of the beets. We'll show you the first planting in just a moment. They're just starting up.
How long have they been in the ground?
Let's see. They've been in the ground for approximately 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Beets are slow growing. They do not grow rapidly. But this was planted about a month ago from seed.
Now you may not want to tell Ann about those.
This
like
is kohlrabi.
I love that stuff.
She'll be over here raiding your garden knowing that kohlrabi's
I
doing
need
so
to get
well.
A watchman then.
Yeah.
But they form a bulb above the ground, almost like a beet, and they're very mild and very tasty, and you can shred them into your salads or cut them in slices and eat them. You know what that's all
great.
about, don't you?
That's
Now,
a Midwest loves kohlrabi.
Yeah.
As they get bigger, they get a little woodier, don't they?
Well, if you let them get too big.
Yeah.
But you get them when they're young and that nice new bulb on there, and they're really quite tender
you're
and
right.
quite tasty.
You better keep an eye on those.
I love those.
This is spinach. It's been in there for a good month now. And the heat of the summer is taking the leaf from a rounded leaf. You see it's going
They're
into
drawing up.
Yeah, see the difference?
Yes.
And so you know that their time is limited in the garden. And it won't be long before they'll send up a seed stalk. And when that happens,
Yeah.
the season is over
it's
for
done.
them. Right.
But spinach is such a nice, cool
Oh,
weather crop.
it's wonderful. We can grow it here right up until almost Christmas in the fall.
Oh.
And it has a long, because it likes the cold weather. This is a kale. It's called red Russian kale. And if you'll notice, the stems on these are red
They are.
and with the green leaf. And it's a fast-growing kale. You can see a lot of it's already been picked. And this goes into our green smoothie every morning.
Fresh.
Fresh. So we come right out into the garden in the morning. We get our spinach. We get our red Russian kale. We actually, go ahead.
With the kale, did you select it because it was fast growing, or
Yeah,
was it? Okay.
I like it because it's such fast growing. And this was lettuce. You can see it's just about to the end now, but we'll pick some outside lettuce leaves. That'll also go into our smoothie. We'll even pick some beet leaves.
Yeah.
And these are, let's see, these were sown early. Yeah, they're almost a good 2 months now.
So you can see what the difference between 1 month makes.
Yeah, right.
Now, can you use the kohlrabi leaves in your smoothie?
Uh-huh.
I wondered
Yeah.
about. Look how pretty they are.
Yeah, no, they're a wonderful
It's a
source
beautiful
of nutrients.
You could juice with them too, probably.
And they're green and they're mild at this stage.
Okay.
So that we can use them.
They're beautiful.
There's some earlier spinach. You can see those leaves are
Yeah.
really getting pointed and sharp.
It's getting warmer
And
out.
it's got a little seed head just about ready to start sending it up.
Time to enjoy it.
Now on the end here, these are chives. Now you can get onion chives and garlic chives. These happen to be garlic chives.
Wow.
And they have more of a taste of garlic than they do onion. And these are garlic. And these will form a head. In fact, it's forming right now. And when they get to the point where they send up a seed spike, and we cut them off, and then the leaves start to die back, and at that point we pull them and harvest the heads.
Wow.
And we keep them, like the onions, in a cool place, in a bag where it allows air circulation. And each one of these heads will yield about 10 little garlics.
Cloves.
Little cloves
Oh,
of garlic.
sweet.
Yep, yep.
Oh, neat.
So,
Look at the stalk on that thing.
yeah,
It's
it
huge,
gets,
isn't it?
Look at that one there.
Yes. Yes.
That'll yield a big
Gorgeous
clove of garlic, right.
Wow.
Well, it's really
So-
neat to see how much you're growing in this one bed. It's what, a 4x12 bed?
It's 4 by 12, and I just harvested in this row here yesterday radishes. Rhonda loves radishes, and they're ready in about a month to harvest.
Really?
Yeah, and so I'll probably this evening put in another row of seed, and we'll just keep that
going.
going. Yeah.
Radishes do well through the summer.
Radishes will do quite well through the summer months. Yeah.
They get a little hotter maybe, but other than that.
The flavor gets
A little spicy.
a little
Hotter,
spicy.
yes,
right.
yes.
Right.
I think it's just amazing how in the short 4-week time you can go from seed to all of this. I mean, the sun, the water, everything combined. Look at what you've done.
It's amazing what nature can do. We're just the gardeners. God does all the growing.
That's right.
Well, this has really been neat. Thanks for showing us your garden.
Hey, it's been my pleasure.
We got to run.
See ya.
All right, talk to you later.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Come back with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Willie at Hallelujah Acres, and I've got another quick gardening tip for you to help you get an early start on your garden. And one thing that you can do to make sure your soil is ready to plant is to take its temperature. And I've purchased a small thermometer here. It's got a stem on it about 8 inches long, and I can insert it into the soil and read what the temperature is to find out if it's ready to plant. Most of our seeds don't like to be planted in cold, wet soil, and if the temperature is not at least 60 or 65 degrees, they're just going to rot. So knowing what temperature your soil is going to help you get a garden off to a good start and not waste seeds. And that's another tip from Hallelujah Acres.
Thank you for joining us for this session on how to water the garden. Next week, we're going to talk about how to fertilize the garden, and I trust you'll be able to join us for that session.